What's up, YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. This video is very, very, very important. I want y'all to realize that AMD is up, NVDA is up, almost everything is up and doing crazy numbers right now. I re-entered AMD just for a short, quick-term trade. I want to get 4 to 5%, get out. The real money was made in AMD, last week and the week before. But I want to really talk to y'all about this upcoming month and September. Okay, first things first. Crypto. I am going to be switching over, dabbling into crypto. You guys need to realize that a lot of big money can be made from crypto. I mean, stocks can make you a lot of money as well, and I've seen it happen, over 500% people up on their investments. But crypto is more, I feel like I want to be more aggressive with crypto, just to not only diversify my investments, but to also take a different type of risks with Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, right? And just look strictly at price action. When we talk about Ethereum, I want y'all to look at the month of September, okay? The title of these notes is Buy the Dip in September. This goes for stocks. This goes for crypto, because I have looked at TradingView, right? Over here, I'm marking out just my zones on TradingView, right? But I went back and looked at the September month for stocks and crypto, and something I noticed was that a lot of these things tend to drop around that time. So I'm talking halfway through August and early September, late September, right? That is where you're gonna catch most of these opportunities to dive right back into your investments and make that money there. Now, when I'm talking about 2021, Ethereum dropped from 3,950 early September to 2,700 late September. Okay, huge drop. 2020, they dropped 35% mid-August to early September. Okay, 2022, 2023, weak months overall, and then this was just market fear. Okay, so when we talk about Ethereum, September is historically bearish for Ethereum and crypto in general. And when we talk about crypto in general, we have to talk about stocks. They kind of go hand in hand. I want y'all to realize AMD is at not an all-time high, but it's literally six-month all-time high, 3-month all-time high. But when we go to Ethereum, or when we go to some of these cryptos, Bitcoin is at 117. Ethereum is almost at $4,000, right? We kind of touched that. 3,900, 3,800, that base, but we kept getting smacked back down. The thing is, if you would have invested in Ethereum previously this year around here and just waited, you would have been up 40-35% on your money. And that is profit that looks so good. That's profit that's literally you're making by letting your money do the work for you. Okay, the only thing is, crypto is has slightly more risk. So should you buy in right now? Is this the right time to buy? Okay, or when should you buy? In my honest opinion, if you're not patient enough, this game is not for you. Right now would not be the right time to buy if you want to be a month-to-month trader. If you want to, let's say you want to buy AMD and you want to swing it for 2 to 3 months, right now would not be the nice time to buy. The only reason I bought it, because this is just, I'm holding this till a few days till earnings, and probably to next week. I'm gonna wait for a drawback down to 160, 176, buy back in, and by earnings I want to hold AMD because I know this is going to 185 by earnings. I can see the potential in this stock. Okay, so this is very small moves that I'm catching. I caught my 23% move literally right here. I want y'all to see July 22, I caught my 23% move and I got out of here. Now, I could have made more money, sure, right? But I wanted to be very disciplined and really show myself that I know when to enter, when to exit. And right after, when I sold this, the stock literally dropped. So, you can give and take. I could have re-entered back, but, I pulled the brakes a little bit because I was going to wait for a pullback before earnings, and that pullback is right here. Okay, we were up 4% at 182. We come all the way down to 176 within a day. I want y'all to look at this. Within a day, we go down 176. I bought it right here, and I'm going to buy again under 175, and that's it. At earnings, around earnings, this is going to squeeze back up to 185, 184. I'm going to sell it, make another 5% back on my money, and that is how you generate income in and out. Okay, now September is one of those months where I'm going to repeat this over and over again. You need to be very patient because these cycles only last a couple months, and the profit taking happens quick. things go up quick, but things go down very, very quick. September is known one of those months that, where a lot of things start to correct, okay? They hit new all-time highs in the summer. We're halfway through the year in June. It's earnings season. There's a lot of factors why everything is up right now. So you shouldn't buy just yet if you're looking to be in a safer spot. Just be patient. But until then, save that money. Saving is very important until then. When we talk about NVIDIA, though, is NVIDIA done? I like to talk about AMD. I like to talk about NVIDIA because both of these go hand in hand. NVIDIA is nowhere near done. Compare their price to earnings ratio. When we talk about AMD, their PE ratio is way too high, 129.84. This is not where you buy a stock. I will say this over and over again. I look at Palantir and say it again too, but Palantir is something I would swing trade just because the PE ratio is too scary. But when I look at NVIDIA, I want to look at the PE ratio, and as much as I want to say that they don't have room to grow, their PE ratio is only 56.02. This is basically like valuation and like quote unquote fair price of the company. If you look at a PE ratio and it's above 40, above 35, that means that stock is way too overpriced. It's not what you should be paying for that stock, right? And if you look at their operating margin, NVIDIA has a crazy operating margin. They're keeping a lot of their profits. So when they're keeping a lot of their profits and their PE ratio is just 56, that should tell you something about this company. They have a lot more going to do in the next couple years. And in the next couple of years, you can make at least half of your money back that you invested. So if you put in $10,000 in the next couple of years, you're looking at having at least $5,000 back. I want y'all to know if that makes sense. Because this stock is still going to print millionaires in the next 5 to 10 years. We have room to grow. It's not crazy to say you're going to be up 77%, 80% in the next 5 years with NVIDIA. I totally don't, I totally am not going to say, oh, I disregard you. No, because that makes sense, right? But when we talk about risk is definitely involved in NVIDIA just because we have so many people trying to catch up to them. NVIDIA is that big figure. So when we want to enter the stock, make sure it's the price point you want. As simple as that. When I saw NVIDIA go to 155 started this year, I know this like it happened yesterday. It was at an all-time high. It was like 150. It was like 150, 140s. Yep, right here. So when we went to 150 January and it came back down to 131, I just started buying and I started cutting down my position. Okay, all throughout the year, and I sold. Then I missed the big wave right here, but I sold and got 10% back on my money, and I had $400 some dollars invested. Next time around, I'm going to swing trade this on one brokerage, but I'm going to have a long-term investment, separate brokerage for NVIDIA. And that's another thing I want to make a video on. Separating your platforms you invest on. Very, very important. I'm going to move to Robinhood soon, but I'm going to talk to y'all about swing trading on Robinhood, but that same stock that you're swing trading on Robinhood and you're trying to make quick profit off of, be long-term on another brokerage like Webull or Fidelity and just buy and hold that stock for the next 10 years. That is the right way to do it. That is what a lot of people do, and that is how they just, endlessly make money. If NVIDIA's up to 173 and you would have bought right here at 143, you would have got that squeeze again. And that's just quick money, right? Meanwhile, you're still month to month adding money into the stock. Let me know if that makes sense, okay? So I'm just overall telling you guys that money could definitely be made. I want you to stay very, very patient with NVIDIA, though. This could go to 200 and this can get smacked to 150 in the matter of weeks, literally. So when we talk about their margins, they have a system called CUDA, and the moat is very strong of this business. That's something that a lot of other companies or competitors do not have. They have a very nice software ecosystem, which you incorporate that with a good hardware system. They have the software, they have the hardware, and they have AI, they have the data centers. So NVIDIA is going to print a lot of money in the next coming few years. You just have to get that right entry point if you want to swing trade it. If you want to be long on it, don't even care if it's at 200 right now, right? Just buy it month to month. You're going to average down eventually. All right, so that is part of the video. I wanted to, really highlight on NVIDIA. I wanted to highlight on when to buy. Should you get into crypto right away? Should you wait for September? I would definitely say wait and be patient. A lot of people say don't time the market. Guess what? You can time the market and make 40, 35% back on your money easily because this cycle never ends. Ethereum at one point was at $800 in 2021 or 2022 after the big, crash or whatever. If you would have put $10,000 in that, your money would have more than doubled by now. So being able to stay patient is very important. Being able to know when to enter, when to exit is also very important. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I hope this video gives you a little insight on what NVIDIA is doing, a little insight on what AMD is doing, a little insight on how this stock can literally change lives. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. NVIDIA, AMD, Ethereum, Robinhood, Fidelity. I'm going to touch more and more on these topics the next month or so. Thank you guys for watching.